What's up, my peeps? It's the turtle smashing, dragon punching, titan smashing, zombie blasting, race car drifting, multiplayer butt whipping, the collector of coins, rings, looms, rupees, and tanukis. I got food for self, emeralds for wealth, and med packs for health. I got the double jumps, turbo boost, time freezes, and invincibility. Leveled up all of my abilities. I run Vice City and made the Mushroom Kingdom better. And I am the first human Spectre. This is Mastermind, and welcome back. Today we're going to talk about what's going on, everybody. Welcome to another video. Today's video is going to be my review of the Avengers Age of Ultron. Now, I have a lot to say about this movie. Not all of it is going to be good, but it's not going to be totally terrible. But I want to start off by saying that I do love the Marvel franchise as far as the films are concerned. Comic book movies in general, I think, have really taken off pretty much ever since, I'd say, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man going into the X-Men films and into the Batman films. Comic book films have really become a staple for the summer blockbuster type of films that we typically see. And that's a good thing. But unfortunately, I have to say I was a bit disappointed with this one. Let me start off with the first and probably most obvious problem of the film, and that is the story. The story is just filled with a bunch of just convoluted, it's like a collage of just shit. Like, it's just...
Thanks for coming to visit.
Don't walk into this film and expect a plot. You should never expect like a major, strong plot for a summer blockbuster film like this. But what you should get is something that kind of makes sense when you watch it. You should be able to kind of look at the film and watch it and say to yourself, okay, you know, it's a crazy fantasy world and these over-the-top characters, but I can somehow see something like that happening. Well, you can really throw that out in this film because I don't even want to get into the story. That's how like bunched up and crazy it is. I think they could have just simplified it and, you know, just, have your typical villain taking over the world and then you have your superheroes come out instead. You had like 2.5 hours of just a lot of nonsense. And I don't want to give any spoilers, and I don't want to totally just, give you a synopsis, because that's not what I'm here to do. I'm just here to give you my review and my thoughts. So that's the one problem. Another problem that I have is that we all know when we go to see these movies, what we want to see, and let's be honest here, we want to see Iron Man, we want to see the Hulk, we want to see Thor, and then everybody else kind of takes a back seat. Captain America is pretty cool too, but, you know, I kind of have like an issue with like Black Widow and Hawkeye kind of being at the same level or treated at the same level as these other characters. I mean, let's be honest here. Do you want to see Hulk smash, or do you want to see, some dude, shooting a bow and arrow all day? I mean, I'm sorry if you're a big Hawkeye fan out there, or if you're a Black Widow fan, because I know the comic book fanboys are going to pick this review apart, but let's be honest here. I just want to see the fucking Hulk. And that's another thing. Like, I have a hard time getting over the fact that anything that's going on with any villain or anything in any possible scenario, my thought always in the film is, okay, all they got to do is unleash the Hulk and this shit is over. The movie's done, big explosions, him ripping shit apart, and then it's over with. And I think the creators of this film kind of have realized that that's what ends up happening. So they start putting a lot more emphasis on other characters. And somehow they make the Hulk unavailable. And I think it kind of ruins the feeling of it. I think if you want to make an Avengers film and have all these great characters, comic book characters in there, I think what you want to start off by doing is establishing certain kind of rules. So if you want to have a movie with all of these characters in there, just be honest with the audience. Have these characters be exactly who they are. So you know what? Thor and the Hulk, they're going to physically dominate, all the other characters, and Iron Man is going to come out with his smart ass comments, and have them all do that. Just like you did in the first one. Just have them all do that. It doesn't matter. So what if the Hulk ends up smashing everything to pieces? I mean, it doesn't matter, but keep it honest to what the audience is expecting. Instead of trying to make it something different. Instead of focusing on characters that the majority of people really don't care about. You don't see kids in Halloween running around like Hawkeye or Black Widow, or, you see kids dressed up like Iron Man, the Hulk, Thor, Captain America. That's what you see. So keep it honest to that. So when you have like, this personal, emotional story invested like they did with Hawkeye. I don't want to, again, give away too much, but I thought they kind of got into his personal story a little bit. Again, the interesting thing is the superhuman characters. It's not the human characters. We have human characters and human heroes in all kind of films. I want to see something different. And it's the kind of same feeling I had with Godzilla. They focus too much on the human aspect of it, as far as, I'm in love, and don't leave, and, no, it's dangerous. Like, I don't need that shit when I watch this kind of film. I want to see stupid action, incredible special effects, and that's really it. And that's all really that this should be. The best scene in the film is right here, what you see on my shirt. It was, Iron Man versus the Hulk in his big-ass Hulk buster thing, and that scene was incredible. It was well put together. It was a part of the film where it was still plausible as far as the story and the plot. A little bit after that, it started getting really crazy, but at that point of the film, I was like, yo, this is like killing the first Avenger film. And then as they kept going, it just started getting lamer and lamer and lamer, even to the point where at the end, I was just kind of like just waiting for the film to be over. And that's really unfortunate because, with some of the effects and with the actual characters, I think that they should have just done a lot more with it. Another thing is the comedy. I didn't find it funny at all, where in the other films, in the last film, and even in the Thor movies and the Iron Man films, I felt like the one-liners that you would get from Thor or Iron Man were hilarious. Where in this, I didn't quite... It didn't like make me laugh. It wasn't like anything like awesome. Like there's this one part where... I don't want to give too much away, but Thor kind of gets brainwashed and, for momentary like mind control. And, he doesn't think that it affected him. And he walks in and he says, well, it just doesn't affect me. I'm mighty, or something like that. And that was like hilarious and what I expected to see more so in the film. But those moments were far and few between. And unfortunately, with all the dialogue and all of the things going on in the film, you would have at least expected some of the writing and some of the comical elements of the film to, kind of put it all together in a nicer package. Unfortunately, I didn't think it did that. So what I'm going to do overall, I'm going to give the Avengers a 7 out of 10. And that's a pretty generous review, considering that there were more things I disliked about the film than I liked. But I will say with the special effects and action alone, is probably worth the price of admission. And besides, most of us are going over there to get, to the movies to see this film, to get blown away and nothing more. You're not really looking for a deep storyline, but I expected something a little bit, less insulting to my intelligence than what I got. But overall, I'm going to stick with that 7 out of 10. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed what I brought, if you agreed or disagreed, please leave a comment. I look forward to hearing from it. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Mastermind out.
Howdy ho!
Blasting y'all, overcasting y'all, cloudy days making waves, mastermind be